The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that most job losses for women are in leisure and hospitality and manufacturing. Mattie, you are a working mom. You've been juggling during this pandemic. My biggest concern is this will be a generational setback for women in the workforce.
You know, Dagan, I think that's a very good concern, but I am optimistic for one reason. I'm a millennial. I'm a mother of a young child. It's amazing to me that it took until this point. It took a global pandemic for us to start reconsidering how we think about parents in the workforce. Up until now, it has been exactly what that package just said. It's been the mother's problem to deal with getting her kids into childcare. But listen, my kid's 1 year old. That's a proposition that we're telling families all across this country before their kids are school age, that you have to figure out childcare on your own and you have to choose between working and taking care of your family. I think that this increase in this working from home, the fact that we're now a services sector economy, not a goods producing society, and the fact that you've got educational attainment by women continuing to be on a rise creates an environment where we're going to have more duality in taking care of the house work and childcare, and in turn that's going to create more flexibility and more opportunities for women to do both. And that means getting men involved too, right? If they're going to be a parent, they've got to be engaged in the raising of children as well. That's not just women's responsibility anymore.
I think James was engaged in the raising of his. How many children do you have? Like 10?
4. Yes, I'd like to believe I'm still engaged in that effort. And, so far, so good. I think this is another disaster springing from the ill-considered lockdowns that have opened up in a lot of places, but not so much in the educational system. So it puts obviously a burden on parents, often moms who have to look after kids during the day and try and figure out the education side of it, but it's also really enormous generational theft from the children. When they don't get a full educational experience, they are going to have lower future earnings. So a lot of reasons to open up.
Yeah, real quick, Mattie, we've got to run.
Real quick, we just got to say that in 2017, we had the first paid family leave program put into place by Donald J. Trump. We talked earlier about expanding that base. That's what the president should be talking about, a tax credit for paid family leave for the first time in federal history. The president was in charge of that.
Having cared for elderly parents, my mother suffering from cancer for 5.5 years, it falls on the women of this country, too, to care not just for their children, but their parents as well. Coming up, working remote.